Hey guys, it's me from the future after I finished editing the entire video. I have a few things to explain before this video truly starts. At certain points in this video, you'll notice my voice will sound off. That's because I was talking for more than 2 hours, and that'll obviously do a number on your voice. So to make sure I didn't lose my voice entirely, I took frequent breaks and also drank a lot of water during the recording as my voice was sounding hoarse and raspy. If you notice any sudden cuts during the video, that's why. And you'll also hear my gaming chair creak a few times. That's also because I was sitting in it for more than 2 hours and I got uncomfortable adjusting my seating position multiple times. And finally, there are a few things I'll say in the video that don't age well now but did when I started recording it, particularly at the end. Anyways, that's all I needed to say. Enjoy the video. Hello everyone, Dark Meta Knight 420 here, and today I have a huge video. I've been holding off on making this video for a very long time because things have been relatively peaceful and I've wanted to keep it that way. However, after what has happened and been revealed to me over the past few months, I can't stay silent anymore. I must get this off my chest. Today, I will be brutally exposing AbnxrmalSavage, John 2008, and most of all, Z Nation, aka Z Jinsen Gaming. Many of you are understandably surprised by this, not by AbnxrmalSavage or even John 2008, it's Z Nation. He presents himself as an extremely kind person, frequently making posts in the community about God and Bible verses. His channel description even says God first, so you can tell this guy is a very devout Christian. However, what if I told you that it's all just a facade? Z Nation is an entirely different person when the cameras aren't rolling, and I will be exposing that today. I have a plethora of evidence to prove he's a demon, not the angel he presents himself as, and that being a Christian and being a good person are two completely different things. If you're subscribed to Z Nation and watching this video, by the end of it, consider unsubscribing from him. Everything shown in this video is 100% real, accurate, and verifiable, and if you say otherwise, you're in denial. Despite the unscrupulous actions of some people, I would never create fake evidence to include in a video and damage someone's reputation, as that would be a serious crime, which I'll explain later in the video. This video is incredibly long, and I know you're aware of this because you saw the timestamp before you clicked. I won't try to predict this video's length because I'm currently recording and I don't know precisely how long it will be. Still, I do know this video will be very long as there's so much to cover. This video is the reason I haven't uploaded anything in over 3 months as of the time of recording. I've been working on it behind the scenes. I suggest grabbing some popcorn, a drink, and whatever you eat at the cinema and make yourself comfortable because this is going to be good. One more thing. Here are some timestamps that lead to specific parts of the video in case you don't want to watch the whole thing. They're also in the description. You can thank me in the comments. Anyway, now it's actually time to start the video. Prepare yourselves. First, I will be exposing AbnxrmalSavage, and I'm starting with this video right here. A lot of you probably know this video, and I don't blame you. This video is known for all the wrong reasons. It's absolutely disgusting, one of the most disgusting videos on the entire internet. This video literally made me feel nauseous the first time I watched it, and I'm concerned it might have the same effect on you. That's one reason I won't show it, but there's another. You see, it's no secret that AbnxrmalSavage is an absolute scumbag. That will be proven further the deeper we go into this video. I know that if I play even 1 single second of this, AbnxrmalSavage will immediately copyright strike the video and get this entire video taken down. She'll stop at nothing to erase my channel from this platform, resorting to the scummiest tactics imaginable. There is no doubt in my mind that AbnxrmalSavage will copyright strike this video if I share it, so I won't. I will, however, put the link to the video in the description. I recommend watching it before proceeding with this video to see what I'm dealing with. However, I sincerely urge you to proceed with caution because once again, this video is extremely disgusting and may make you nauseous. Before I proceed, I would like to point out a few things. 1. Look underneath this video's title, 1 year ago. I'm baffled that this absurdly disgusting video has survived for more than a year on YouTube. This should have been taken down the moment it was uploaded. I also can't believe it's taken me more than a year to finally respond. I suppose it's because I didn't have any rock-solid evidence to completely disprove these disgusting claims. I also couldn't ignore that this video is still available on YouTube with no response. However, today is the day that changes. And two, there was actually a second video. Yeah, you heard me right. There was another video similar to this one. I completely forgot it existed because it was taken down so long ago. I recently discovered it while scrolling through someone's Discord message history and linked it to them. As you can see from the image, the video was terminated. When I click on the video, I'm taken to it and I'm presented with a screen saying, "This video was removed for violating the community guidelines." My question is, why on earth was this video not taken down along this one? This video is arguably more disgusting. No, what am I saying? This video is way more disgusting than the other one. There's no arguing that, and it will be proven in just a few seconds. Anyway, since I won't show the video, but I do want to show at least something, here are two screenshots from it. As you can see, they contain some of the most abhorrent sentences you've ever seen. I won't say them out loud. These look extremely horrific. Me saying I'm going to, grape AbnxrmalSavage, me having a crush on a 3-year-old girl, and saying that females are, and I quote, inferior subhumans. So yeah, pretty bad. And just look at these messages. Look at the messages she sent. That's evil and not nice. Besides, I'm just a 16-year-old girl and Leo is just a kid. No, they don't. Both males and females are equal and deserve fair treatment. IDK what your problem is here. She's trying so hard to look like such a sweet and innocent girl, someone who is completely pure of heart and could do absolutely no wrong, when that is clearly not the case. Oh, and I forgot to mention, since the video, I've received a lot of horrible comments from a bunch of idiots who believed it, saying I like 3-year-old girls and that I should get help. I even received a comment from someone saying they have a 3-year-old cousin and that if I laid hands on her, I don't even want to picture what would happen, implying they would harm me, which is kind of disturbing. But now, let me show you proof. I want you to take a look at these two screenshots again. Look at the top of them. Those are the dates these supposed conversations took place, the 6th of July and the 7th of July 2024. However, please take a look at this screenshot. I took it myself on the Discord app and it shows the beginning of my so-called legendary conversation with AbnxrmalSavage. First, look at the bottom. AbnxrmalSavage first ever message to me on Discord was, "Hey N-word, hard R." So she's clearly not the sweet and innocent girl she makes herself out to be. And don't say she said it because she's traumatized, because that's no reason to call somebody a racial slur. Second, look at the date, the 14th of July 2024. 8 and 7 days after the supposed conversations in the video. If you still haven't put 2 and 2 together, this screenshot proves that it is literally impossible for me to have been the one who sent those messages to AbnxrmalSavage, as it not only shows the very beginning of my message history, but also the date it started, which is days after the days of the conversation shown in the video. So yeah, I wasn't the one who sent those messages, and if you're still not convinced, take a look at this. See that? That was a screen recording I took of myself on the home screen of my iPhone, opening the Discord app, searching for AbnxrmalSavage, and scrolling all the way up to the very beginning of our chat history. I did this because I know that some people would claim the screenshot was fabricated, so I made this screen recording to show its origin and disprove their claims. Now before I move on, I want to be very clear about something because this is not YouTube drama. This video made about me doesn't just insult or criticize me. It falsely attributes me to messages involving Grape threats, death threats, doxing threats, racism, misogyny, and references to sexual violence against minors. Those are not just casual insults, those are allegations of grave criminal behavior. While defamation is usually handled as a civil matter, this situation goes far beyond a disagreement or an argument online. Publishing fabricated content like that and attributing it to a real person can cause serious reputational harm and may involve criminal issues such as harassment, impersonation, and misuse of communication platforms. Being falsely portrayed as someone who makes these kinds of threats is not something you just ignore. The further you go into the video, the more disgusting the messages become. AbnxrmalSavage and whoever she dragged into this seriously did not hold back. They really wanted to make me look like I'm the most vile and disgusting human being who's ever walked the earth, even worse than Adolf Hitler himself, and that's saying something as he was an extremely evil and hateful person. These don't even look like messages a real human being would say, almost like an AI wrote them. But there's one moment in the video that is genuinely so stupid and baffling, it may cause your IQ to drop by 10. Here's one final screenshot from the video taken at the very end. The poser says, "And just to let you know, I'm the real Dark Meta Knight 420, aka Dark Meta Knight 420. So let me get this straight, AbnxrmalSavage. Whilst you and your lackey were brainstorming ways to destroy my reputation, you seriously decided to make the poser say he was the real me? As if all the messages weren't enough, you, in your stupid air-filled brain, decided that making the poser say he was the real me would make anyone automatically believe it was me who sent you those horrific DMs. Why on earth would I ever do that? Why would I ever say to someone that I'm the real Dark Meta Knight 420, especially if I'm insulting someone? I'd assume they have a brain and already know it's me. That is one of the most unnecessary things I could do. The only times I've ever had to say I was being genuine are when someone else claims to be me, which has happened before. However, aside from those incidents, I never claim to be the real me because I know I am. Everybody sees my Discord account knows this too, since I've literally linked my YouTube channel to it. And when you click on it, it takes you directly to my channel, so I don't need to say I'm the real Dark Meta Knight 420. Oh my god, that was long. And now there's just one more thing I need to say. Now that I've finally proven my innocence against this disgusting video once and for all, it's time for this gore to leave permanently. I already said its link is in the description, but now, instead of watching it, report it. If we report it enough times, it will, at long last, be expunged from YouTube. There, video reported. Hey guys, I'm so sorry to interrupt. It's me, a few days after I finished recording the video and currently editing it. I just found out something massive happened and I must share it. As you can see, I'm currently on AbnxrmalSavage's video page, and you may have noticed that something is missing. Any guesses? Yep, that's right. AbnxrmalSavage's disgusting video has finally been expunged from YouTube. Let's freaking go! About damn time as well. I've been waiting for this moment for literally over a year. I guess that report you just saw me make finally convinced YouTube to remove the video once and for all. Better late than never, I suppose. And I know I said you should report it and that its link will be in the description, but you don't need to report it anymore and its link will not be in the description. But you can still always report her channel. Man, I am so happy right now. Take that, AbnxrmalSavage. Anyway, back to the video. And you know what? While you're at it, why don't you report her channel as well? There. Channel reported as well. Now, that's it for the video. However, I'm not entirely done with her just yet. There's more, and it happened not too long ago. This next part all took place on Discord, and I used the help of one of my friends there. I won't disclose their name as they've chosen to remain anonymous. From here on out, if you see any screenshots with someone's Discord profile picture and username censored, it's him. And fair warning, this next part of the video is really long. It's the reason this entire video's length is so long, so be prepared for a lot of talking. Anyways, a few months ago in September, he added me to a group chat, and I was shocked to see Z Nation and AbnxrmalSavage were in it too. There was some conversation among the three of them, but they didn't mention me until this part. Z Nation says he's not friends with me or has any communication with me. AbnxrmalSavage agrees and also calls me a jerk, and Z Nation says he stopped talking to me because I said inappropriate things to girls, and he wasn't appreciated for that. And he already blocked me and hasn't spoken to me for 2 months. Throughout this video, you'll see that almost every single Discord message by Z Nation is just complete rubbish, barely makes any sense, and is somewhat egotistical. And this is one of those egotistical messages. You really said you weren't appreciated for blocking me for supposedly sending inappropriate things to girls, meaning you genuinely expected some praise or validation for blocking a supposed monster. Wow. How arrogant and egotistical is that? Anyway, AbnxrmalSavage then said she likes trolling me because I, quote, can be so easily angered LOL, and Z Nation responds with, agreed. AbnxrmalSavage then responds to ZJ's previous messages saying they all saw me say those things and that I even did the same thing to her, which is a complete and utter lie. Z Nation then asks if AbnxrmalSavage or my friend created a fake account with his name and profile picture, and then replied saying he was sorry about what I apparently did to her and that women should not be treated that way. Next, AbnxrmalSavage linked her infamous video showing the disgusting messages. Can you believe she's still making this video more than a year later? And I literally thoroughly debunked it just a few minutes ago, and then she responded to Z Nation's question about the fake account saying it was me, with absolutely zero proof by the way. Then Z Nation shows a screenshot of the fake account and responds to AbnxrmalSavage's message linking to the video, saying she believes him and thanking him. Next, Z Nation replies with "You're welcome," and AbnxrmalSavage says I'm also spreading lies and actively trying to take her and her other friend's channel down. What lies am I spreading about you? I do not spread lies about people, I only say the truth. And yes, indeed, I'm actively trying to take your channel down because you truly have no place on YouTube after all those disgusting actions, and especially after that extremely egregious video you posted attributing me to such horrific messages. Z Nation then said AbnxrmalSavage should just ignore me and that I'm a nobody to him anyway, and AbnxrmalSavage basically parroted what ZJ said, calling me a nobody. Same to you guys. Z Nation then said if you ignore someone and don't respond, they'll learn to leave you alone, and then encourages her to report me to the cops or YouTube. AbnxrmalSavage then says she's considering it if I keep it up, and Z Nation responds this isn't the way to deal with drama, and that he's been through it himself 3 times, but threatening to dox and kill them isn't the way. He adds he never did all of that because he doesn't want to get his cheeks clapped in jail. Pause, bro. AbnxrmalSavage says she was out of line and apologizes again, and Z Nation says she doesn't want her to go to jail either. She responds to ZJ's message about getting his cheeks clapped in jail with pause. And that was it. 7 days after this exchange, my friend invited me to the server, and I scrolled up to see their message exchange and found those. I responded to AbnxrmalSavage's message with the video by saying, looks like you're still using this video to spread lies about me. You keep on milking that. I've been waiting for a moment like this to expose your bitch ass, and I've got the proof. And then some random NPC named Totally Not Jackson came in and said, bro's pressed. But do you know the funniest part? Only 3 minutes after making my entrance, Z Nation responded saying he was out and that he would not be a part of this, and then, like clockwork, he was out. He basically said, fuck this shit, I'm out. And then NPC boy over here said, bro can't hear you anymore, lil bro. You said that as if I was still sending multiple messages intending to get him to respond. And that was it. No more messages were exchanged that day. However, the 1st of October was when things heated up. AbnxrmalSavage mentioned me and called me the N-word and said she saw what I did, called me a child toucher, and that's why no one believes me. My friend and I both responded with shock as AbnxrmalSavage continued to insult me by saying she saw the screenshots and I still failed to convince somebody and called me a loser and a lying ass N-word. I responded by saying she was racist as hell, and she continues to milk that disgusting video and somehow manages to convince people I'm an appalling pedo. I also have proof now, and I'm gonna expose her so hard, and she should wait. I then say I couldn't believe the video has somehow stayed on YouTube for over a year, and that I thought it would be taken down like the other one she has made. She responds by saying, because it's true, dumbass, you can't even admit you're a liar and a scumbag. You aren't exposing anything other than what a POS, which I'm assuming stands for this on the screen right now, you are. Stop touching kids. I respond by saying, why on earth would I admit to something I'm not? And that she is the liar, a pathological liar. I then tell her to stop being a scummy, lying bastard, and she responds by saying, why would someone purposely incriminate themselves, you jackass? And that's why you get evidence and investigate. I then say exactly, and she should ask herself that question, why would someone incriminate themselves like that? She responds, so they won't get in trouble even if they do something wrong, just like you. She then adds, don't try to flip this. I can destroy you with everything I got. Don't play with me. Next, I laugh and ask what she could possibly have on me. I'll prove all of her claims wrong, and she should do her worst. She responds by saying she and Tesdia NN have Reddit dirt on me, and that it's damaged my reputation, Lamau. So she wouldn't be speaking on that if she were me. And she then said that's what she thought, and I should shut my mouth, child lover Lamau, and we all know that was real. I respond by saying the more she says that, the more satisfying her eventual expose will be. I ain't a child lover, and she is the one who should keep her mouth shut. She then asks why she should believe someone who lusts after random girls on Reddit and is a liar and procrastinator, and she can see all the DMs. I ask all of what DMs, and she says lol, of your ass begging people to believe you, and even your former friends knowing you're fake. I correct her grammar and then reply to my comment using your correctly, saying that's the correct way to use it. And then she really had the nerve to say that since I was losing the argument, I had to correct her grammar, and then followed up by saying I should admit nobody believes me anymore. I respond by saying I won't admit such disgusting lies, and people will believe me when I show them my evidence. She says, you did, and they still didn't believe you, lol. I say this time will be different, and I have real, undeniable evidence. She then says I showed the undeniable evidence to him. She's referring to Z Nation, and then he dipped on me because I'm lie after lie. I respond by saying that Z Nation is an extremely stubborn idiot, and I'm also convinced she somehow brainwashed him into believing her video and not believing any evidence against it. Then I replied to her message where she said I lie after lie by saying she literally just described herself perfectly. She says I don't have any evidence, and how many times will she have to say it? And I say, how many times will I have to say it? I do have evidence. You're afraid, so you're trying to convince yourself I'm lying. Continue saying I don't have any evidence. Your eventual expose will be glorious. And look right now. Her expose is so sweet. She replies by saying I never do it, so shut up, you Reddit, wonker. I say how wrong she is, and then this idiot seriously had the nerve to say she doesn't lie or goons on Reddit. I lost it when she said that because she was ironically telling a lie. Literally everything she's said thus far has been a lie. I laughed and said that she literally just told a lie right now, and it couldn't be further from the truth. She should stop this because she made me laugh so hard, and this one message will make her expose all the more satisfying. I call her an absolute hypocrite because she absolutely is. She replies saying, you still don't do nothing because you're a liar about you, a liar, and everything about you is true. I know she meant to say don't do anything, but said don't do nothing. That's a double negative which leads to a positive. It cancels each other out, so it means I in fact did do something. Then I told her that her hypocrisy was off the charts and she should stop calling me a liar when she is literally the goddess of lying. She then says, you're trying to avoid responsibility and yet I'm the liar and hypocrite? F out of here, lol. She then shows me a screenshot and I ask what it is and whether it means anything. She says it was the moment I admitted to making creepy comments and gooning to women I don't know on Reddit. And this is where my friend comes in. He says, "That's right, shut up you liar," and mentioned AbnxrmalSavage by name. He says AbnxrmalSavage knows damn well it was Tazdia NN who screenshotted that and gave it to her. She then replies by saying, "Yeah, we all know Dark Meta Knight 420 is a lying ass bitch, whatever you say." My friend then says he's not gonna take this forever and to have a nice day. AbnxrmalSavage then says, "Because we all know Dark Meta Knight 420 is guilty of everything." She mentions me again and says, "Yeah, that's right, shut up you liar." But at this point, I was totally drained from arguing with a brick wall. I didn't have the energy to keep talking, so I stopped for the day. Okay, the next few screenshots show a conversation the next day. However, I need to say something. I was scrolling through the group chat while all of this happened because I wanted to see the message again. But for some extremely annoying reason, the messages aren't there anymore. It was as if Thanos snapped his fingers with all the Infinity Stones in the Infinity Gauntlet. They just vanished, and I can't see them anymore. I do have some screenshots, but they don't capture the entire conversation. So just bear with me, okay? This screenshot shows AbnxrmalSavage at it again. She took a screenshot of a community post I made on my birthday, which was on the 29th of September, and said no one liked it or cared about it. Then she mentioned me again and called me a loser. Then she called me a lazy ass R-word. Here's what I find funny about this. She mentioned me 3 times in a row. And she also really used the pointing index finger emoji because she really wanted to let me know she was referring to me, as if she didn't already make that painfully obvious after mentioning me 3 times in a row. And then there's this screenshot. I showed her the screenshot I took of the very beginning of our chat history. She said no one believed it. I responded by saying I haven't even publicly shown it yet at the time, and she was most likely referring to Z Nation, whom I once again called a stubborn idiot, because he is, and that I don't need that one person to believe me, and everyone else with a brain will. She keeps on trying to gaslight me by saying everyone is aware of it, so technically I did. I become slightly frustrated at this and say that I did not publicly share the screenshot and to stop telling me what I did and didn't do. And then she really had the nerve to say that someone else got a hold of it and said it was AI. AI. That is complete nonsense. What could I have possibly said to the AI to make such a realistic screenshot? I have no idea. I rightfully say that that person has a few screws loose. They clearly pulled that conclusion out of their ass. And surprise, surprise, AbnxrmalSavage still tries gaslighting me into believing I started messaging her on the 6th of July. I tell her she needs to work on her gaslighting skills, and as I said, she should stop telling me what I did and didn't do. It literally says, "This is the very beginning of your quote-unquote legendary conversation with AbnxrmalSavage." It says that at the top of every single DM. I then say she lies so much she believes them. Imagine being so brain dead that you believe your own lies. Couldn't be me. Okay, what I'm about to show you is seriously going to make you mad, or lose IQ, or both. What she said was so incredibly stupid, it legit took me a few seconds to fully process it. In response to what I said, she replied with, God, it's so stupid. "You most likely had someone create a fake account of me to make it look that way." Yeah, this is just shocking. What on this planet Earth are these excuses? First, she said that someone said it was AI, and then she said I had someone create an account in her likeness. You know, when she said that, she successfully convinced me she is genuinely allergic to telling the truth. If she tells the truth, she'll die. In fact, I think she'd literally rather die than admit she's wrong or take even the slightest ounce of responsibility. I mean, can you blame me? How can someone be this in denial? She knows damn well that I started DMing her on the 14th of July 2024, yet she still dares to say I didn't. In the words of Gordon Ramsay, "You are so in denial, you need therapy."
You are so in denial, you need therapy!
But honestly, Gordon, absolutely zero amount of therapy is going to cure her mental illness. She is too far gone, a completely lost cause. Okay, why did I say that? AbnxrmalSavage, saying you're too far gone and a completely lost cause is such an understatement that your presence no longer alters outcomes because you don't move things forward or backwards, you occupy space. This is appalling. And what I find truly ironic about this statement is that AbnxrmalSavage clearly had someone create an account in my likeness and had that person message her to create that disgusting video. She said I did the same thing to her, create fake evidence to destroy the video's allegations. You seriously cannot make this up. It's humanly impossible to win an argument against AbnxrmalSavage. It's a feat no human being or even an AI, no matter how advanced, will ever come close to achieving. Well, you know what they say. It's hard to win an argument against a smart person, but it's damn near impossible to win against a stupid person. Anyway, I respond by asking her if she hears herself, and she said people do that, which, once again, is incredibly ironic because she herself did it. I respond by saying she definitely had someone create an account to pose as me and send those horrific messages. Her hypocrisy level continues to rise as she says, I didn't. That's why most people believe me. I don't lie about things like you do. At this point, I have to ask, hey Vegeta, can you please tell me what the scouter says about AbnxrmalSavage's hypocrisy level?
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right!
Damn, are you serious? Over 9,000? That is absolutely absurd. Even Nappa was shocked. How can a human being's hypocrisy level be that high? Anyway, I have a few more screenshots. There's this one where AbnxrmalSavage says, dumbass Lamau, you can't deny that you're a gooner, among other things, lol. Your career is falling apart in front of everyone's eyes, and I'm glad it is. Not like you ever had a career, as you call it in the first place, can't even make 1K subs. She really has the nerve to insult my YouTube career and say I can't even make 1,000 subs when her quote-unquote career is literally being an absolute degenerate piece of trash troll online with currently only 46 subscribers, not even up to 50. She's criticizing me for not reaching 1,000 subs? Look at us side by side. I currently have 217 subscribers, more than 4 times the number of subscribers AbnxrmalSavage has. And she also currently has a meager 5 videos, including 3 shorts. Whereas I currently have 47 videos, which is gonna be 48 after this one is uploaded, and no shorts. That's more than 9 times the number of videos she has. So AbnxrmalSavage is the very last person on this planet who should be saying anything about subscribers or videos. Oh, and she then called me this. Dark Tussie R-word 420, and then the random NPC Totally Not Jackson came in with the suggestion of the century and was like, why not 445? Like EDP 445 if you couldn't tell. AbnxrmalSavage said, yeah, lol, and wouldn't you know it, she actually did. I said to this side character that he ain't funny, and AbnxrmalSavage said she did it because I apparently like to touch kids. Here's a screenshot of AbnxrmalSavage saying that no matter what I say, this screenshot I took of the very beginning of our conversation is fake. But then I think she slipped up and said we all know I started talking to her on the 14th of July 2024, so she accidentally admitted it, and I was lucky enough to screenshot it before it was deleted because I guess she realized how badly she messed up. But I need to talk about this guy, Totally Not Jackson. You may have noticed that almost every single one of AbnxrmalSavage's messages has a fire or green checkmark emoji, or both. It all came from him. Just look at this. I tell him he's not slick, and he uses a green checkmark and fire emoji to flip me off. He also said it's not like he's praying on his hands and knees. That had about as much effect on me as a dragon type attack on a fairy type Pokemon. And one time, AbnxrmalSavage tells me to shut up and look, green checkmark emoji, but here's the most egregious example. She calls me a drama queen, then says you literally have nobody else for yourself to blame for this. I think she meant nobody but yourself to blame for this, not that. And then when I screenshot it again, both messages had a fire and green chat mark emoji. Nah, this is next level glazing. She ain't gonna sleep with you, lil bro. How desperately do you want to do the deed with her that you're glazing her to such an extent it should be illegal? Even LeBron James isn't glazed this much. Okay, I'm done with all of that. Now it's time to end this part. This next conversation took place on the 26th of October 2025. AbnxrmalSavage starts it off by sending a screenshot of a community post I made the day before, celebrating my channel's 4-year anniversary on YouTube, and seriously had the nerve to say that it was her and her degenerate friends who helped me grow, and that I wouldn't have 225 subscribers if it weren't for them. At this point, I don't have more words for this vermin. She's now trying to take credit for my sizable success on YouTube. And you know, for someone who absolutely despises me to the core, AbnxrmalSavage surely seems to view my channel a lot. You wouldn't have found out about the community post announcing it was my birthday and my 4th anniversary on YouTube if you hadn't literally searched my name in the search bar. And as you can see, the master of meat writing himself, Totally Not Jackson, comes in and gives the picture a green chat mark emoji and fire emoji as usual and replies with LOL. I say he's back to his meat writing again, but then something super unexpected happened. He said, the content low-key not that bad for real. I ask what he's talking about, but he replies to the message I said about him meat riding, saying he's just existing. Then he responds to the message I made asking him what he's talking about, saying the gaming vids. I was shocked and asking if he really meant to say my gaming vids weren't that bad. And he said, I didn't stutter, basically confirming it. I said, gosh, now I feel bad about calling you a meat rider. And he says, you chillin', it was funny for real. And I say, okay. Then AbnxrmalSavage comes in and says, I'm not a fan. Wow, you're not a fan of my channel? You know, I really couldn't tell you weren't a fan of my channel from all the times you've taken every single opportunity you could to be an absolute piece of trash, and when you made that disgusting video about me. Yeah, thank you so much, AbnxrmalSavage, for stating the most obvious fact in human history. Then I responded, saying I never said she was a fan, and thank you, Captain Obvious. Then she responds with, oh, Saibao. If you don't know what it means, look it up. I then said I didn't think I would, and that she should do it instead. She said she was fine, and then I said I'd watch her mouth if I were her. She asked me why, and that's when I revealed it. Do you recall when I mentioned earlier in the video that my friend added me to the group chat? Well, he was the creator of said group chat and decided to give me ownership of it. He made me the group leader, indicated by this crown next to my name. When he said that, I knew I finally had to kick AbnxrmalSavage out of this group chat once and for all. I showed her a screenshot of my name in the group chat with a crown next to it and asked if she saw it. She said yes, and she doesn't care about it. I asked her if she knew what it meant, and she said I could do whatever I wanted, which is correct. I say she is correct, and that also includes kicking her out of this group chat. She strangely says she wouldn't care, and she already has every screenshot. So I say, okay then, bye bitch. And just like that, I kicked her out of the group chat. And you know what? That felt good. It felt so good to finally have some power over AbnxrmalSavage for once. It's been more than 3 months since the incident, and I haven't heard from her since. Thus, the AbnxrmalSavage part of this video is finally over. Man, this was so long. I've never spoken this much before in one sitting. There was so much to comb through, but I'm glad I got through it all. Okay, now it's time to expose John 2008. There isn't much to expose about him, but there is one incident that was so absurd I have to share it. I'll also be exposing Z Nation along the way. But anyways, let's begin. This was back in September 2025 when Z Nation and I's relationship wasn't the best. I wanted to convince him that the messages in AbnxrmalSavage's disgusting video were not sent by me, so I asked John if he could get me in contact with ZJ. He said he would, and I should try to be civil. I agreed, thanked him, and said I still need to explain myself because AbnxrmalSavage is still using her disgusting video to portray me as a vile, disgusting person, and also linked the video, also adding I have proof of it wasn't being me. He replied asking if I could show him, saying it's not that he doesn't believe me, he wasn't 100% sure. I say okay, and that's when he says something great. He asked me if Ugly Warrior Bros was my former enemy. I say yes. He says okay, and that Ugly Warrior Bros was the one who told him the screenshots were falsified, and that he was going to tell Z Nation that my former enemy confirmed the screenshots are faked. Ugly Warrior Bros, now known as Poochie Nation, if you're watching this part right now, you're a homie. Thanks for vouching for me. And you know what? I'm gonna do a promotion for you. Here is his channel. You're more than welcome to subscribe. He makes amazing plush videos. I told John to tell Poochie Nation I said he's a real homie for vouching for me. I then asked whether he had noticed anything about the two screenshots I added to my message. Still, he replied to the message I sent, telling him to thank Poochie Nation for being a homie, saying, can't promise that, but anyway, don't want to get involved in this stuff with Gabriel, so I'll leave the rest to you. He finally replied to my message asking whether he noticed anything about the screenshots. He said the profile picture was different, although some people could change them. And honestly, that's something I actually wanted to say in the AbnxrmalSavage part of this video. Another thing I wanted to say to prove I didn't send those messages to AbnxrmalSavage was the different profile pictures. That's my YouTube profile picture, not my Discord profile picture, because presumably at the time, AbnxrmalSavage and her lackey were plotting this video, they assumed I had a Discord account, which I do, but also that my Discord profile picture was the same as my YouTube profile picture. But that was never the case. Here they are side by side. My YouTube profile picture and Discord profile picture are completely different. They do consist of the same character, Dark Meta Knight from the Kirby series, but the backgrounds are not the same in any way. I have not changed any of them once. But who's really gonna believe that? And John did make a good point by saying people can change their profile pictures because it's true. They can do so as many times as they wish. It's not like you can provide timestamps or any physical evidence showing exactly when you changed it. I didn't say it then because it was such a weak defense. But anyway, he also said the behavior comes off as cartoonish. I said yes, but it's not just that. Look at the top of the screenshot, and I asked him what he sees. But he says nothing. That was the last message of the day. Strange. But now, the next part. He added me to a group chat to give me the chance to finally convince Z Nation I wasn't the one who sent those messages to AbnxrmalSavage. I didn't get many screenshots. I only screenshotted the most important parts. I'll explain why later. Anyways, at one point in the group chat, I linked AbnxrmalSavage's disgusting video and sent it in a message asking ZJ, you see this video? He says, everything bro, several times, in all caps. It says he believes it, and he really called me the N-word and said, we is not going there, don't you test me. Who the hell do you think you are, wannabe tough guy? John 2008 told his wild self to be civil, and I respond to ZJ saying I would prove my innocence to him right now. I sent those two screenshots and said they're from the video, and if he notices anything about it. But then John comes out of nowhere and says, since this is going a bit slow, I'm just gonna say that one of DMK's former enemies confirmed that the screenshots were faked. Thanks, I guess. But that didn't really help. Anyway, I told ZJ to look at the top of them, as those are the dates those supposed conversations took place. He says it was yesterday and today, which wasn't even close to correct, as I said the 6th and 7th of July 2024. And then I sent him that screenshot you see right there. He says he still can't tell the difference, so I say, as you can clearly see, I started DMing AbnxrmalSavage on the 14th of July 2024, 2 days after my channel was terminated. So it's literally impossible for me to have been the one who sent those horrific and violent messages. But do you want to see what this absolute clown said? Listen bro, I don't know what to believe. At the end of the day, there are two sides of the story, and I don't want and I don't know who to believe. I wouldn't imagine myself in court for this, and I can't plead not guilty, and I can't buy my way out of it, just because I don't want to be sentenced in jail more. I don't know why on earth he started talking about court and going to jail, but he basically said he doesn't believe me. What an absolute idiot. I angrily typed, "Wow, you're actually dumber than I originally thought. You are so in denial, you need therapy. How the hell do you still not believe me after this undeniable proof? You should have believed me immediately after I showed you the screenshot of the real me DMing AbnxrmalSavage. I'm almost convinced you've been brainwashed. You're just saying that because you're extremely stubborn. Grow the F up." And what this guy responded with is just astounding. "F this, I'm out, and N-word, I've been grown, paying rent, paying for my own car, my own college debt, everything. I'm done. End of discussion." And then he pulled a Houdini and left the group chat with his tail between his legs, and all I could say was wow, just wow. First of all, this guy can't stop calling me the N-word even if his life depended on it. Second, why on earth did you suddenly start talking about paying for your own things, your car, rent, college debt, etc.? Literally nobody cares about that. That is completely unrelated to what we were talking about. Did you suddenly start bragging about it to prove your superiority? But anyway, John and I were both shocked. We seriously couldn't believe his reaction. So much for being civil. And that's unfortunately all the screenshots I have from the group chat. And now I'll explain why. You see, I invited my friend to the group chat, and I did. However, not even 5 minutes later, both he and I were removed by John, with him also saying, "Dark Meta Knight 420, do not invite anyone to this group chat at all." Like, dude, make your own group chat that doesn't involve me or Venro. And that's when the following conversation took place. I asked him why he removed me from the group chat, and he says it's because he doesn't trust me. He says my friend is willing to dox anyone and is associated with Gabriel and AbnxrmalSavage. He then says he feels like I would invite more of them to the chat if I want to continue beefing with them, but I should leave him and Venro out of this. Plus, that group chat is made only for discussion between me, ZJ, not like it matters. Okay, this is when John started talking out of his ass. He's really insinuating that I would invite my literal arch enemies to a group chat to fuel the drama even more. That is absolute rubbish. Don't act like you hate the drama more than I do. You think I don't absolutely despise Gabriel too and want him to leave me alone. You haven't been through the struggles. Anyway, I responded with this. No, the hell they don't. He actually hates them. So effing judgmental. I'm actually getting really annoyed with you people. Why do you want to completely erase anyone who has even the slightest bit of drama in their lives? I was fine a few minutes ago. Nah, y'all are fake. I can't with you people. My friend is actually a really nice dude. You know, looking back, I shouldn't have used so many swear words. Then John replies with, "Me when I try to involve drama in random people's lives. Also, we were never friends. I was okay with clearing your name for ZJ, but other than that, we don't have anything in common, Lamau. The fact that you thought we were friends was quite laughable, especially since the only thing you come to me for is quite literally to talk about the drama. I highly doubt you saw me as a friend and more as a tool. And I don't care if my friend happens to be a nice person. I do not know him, nor do I trust him." I don't know why he started ranting about how he never wanted to be my friend and how I saw him as a tool. What the heck? I said that is not true. I am not trying to involve drama in other people's lives. I was making a good effort to prove my innocence to Johnson, but his stubborn ass refused to believe me. Then he says, "Lamau, I wasn't even referring to that. Also, what if my friend is acting like a spy and lying to you, trying to fool you, because Gabriel and his friends have a history of lying. When you invited him to the group chat, it already spoke for itself." I responded with, "What are you, some conspiracy theorist, spy, and lying to me? Do you even hear yourself? He trusts me and I trust him." He replies by saying, "Yes, and I sound reasonable, Lamau. Why would I trust someone who literally was hanging around Gabriel? Who should I let you know that they sent people to spy on Venro and ZJ? They might have done the same thing, Lamau." I don't know what he's laughing about. Next, I tell him, you have major trust issues. That's a fact. Crazy conspiracy theorist. I invite someone you don't trust, and it took you a few seconds for your conspiracy crafting brain to conclude I'm not to be trusted either. Pathetic. Now, in hindsight, what I said here was extremely stupid. I'll admit it. I pretty much called him unreasonable for saying I wasn't to be trusted because I invited someone he doesn't trust to the group chat even though I'm friends with that person. I mean, no crap me, of course he's going to conclude that. I wouldn't trust someone who invited someone I didn't trust to a group chat I created, like Gabriel, even if they didn't know I have a horrible history with him. One of the dumbest things I've ever said. She justifiably replies with, ah yes, I have major trust issues for not trusting a person who was okay with hanging around people who are okay with doxing/sending death threats. You are a moron, shut the F up. I respond with, and can you actually type like a normal human being? It's really hard to understand and read your messages. There was absolutely nothing wrong with what he said. Once again, I was being stupid and just looking for a response. Also told him that my friend was reformed, and then he actually said he'd give him one chance if I could prove his innocence. Now here's where I messed up. I did nothing. Absolutely nothing. I just closed Discord and did something else. For more than 20 minutes, I didn't respond or do anything to prove my friend's innocence. This made him unbelievably angry because he typed the following message. Can you use your effing brain like a regular human being? No? Oh, that's right, you don't have a brain because I was just talking with Z Nation and he told me you were friends with blank, someone who turned out to be a spy from Savage and Gabriel, yet you are still stupid enough to believe a single thing that one of their former associates say. Yeah, I changed my mind. You won't need to invite my friend anymore because I already made up my mind. And since you can't connect the dots, even though a 4-year-old could do it, I'm gonna let you be stupid for the rest of your frankly sad existence. Have a good day, Dark Matter Idiot 420. And then, as you probably could have guessed, he blocked me. Yeah, bummer. I have a few things to say. I kinda understand why he said this. I pretty much called him unreasonable for deeming me untrustworthy because I invited someone he doesn't trust to the group chat he created, even though I'm friends with that person. I also told him to write like a real human, and that it's really hard to understand his messages, even though the message I replied to was fine. But my God, this message is just ridiculous. Like, even I don't insult people like this. Since you can't connect the dots together, even though a 4-year-old could do it. Frankly, sad existence. And then the rotten cherry on top, Dark Matter Idiot 420. Really? Dark Matter Idiot 420? Is that really the best mockery of my name you could come up with? I've been called far worse than that. Look at this, for example. Yeah, what you said didn't affect me at all. This is the type of insult you'd expect to hear from some preteen in a Call of Duty lobby after they call you trash and said they'd do your mum for the 50th time. Dark Matter Idiot 420. Bro really thought he ate with that insult. And then he blocked me just to rub salt in the wound. Let me tell you something, John. Nothing bad has happened to me as a result of you blocking me. This is the world when you didn't block me, and this is the world after you blocked me. Sorry, wrong photo. This is the world after you blocked me. As you can see, there's no discernible difference. I guess the only bad thing to come out of it is that you can't say any more funny stuff like this, because as I said, it's comedy gold. Whenever I feel sad, I can look at this message and burst out laughing, but other than that, John, I literally could not give any less of a damn about you blocking me on Discord. It's no skin off my nose. I have plenty of other fun and interesting people to talk to, so by all means, keep me blocked. And no, I won't continue to be stupid for the rest of my frankly sad existence. I'll continue to be normal for the rest of my frankly good existence. I'm done with this bozo. Moving on. Alright. We've reached the end game. Saved the best for last. Now I'm going to finally expose Z Nation. I don't know where to begin. I've collected so much dirt on him over the past few months with my Discord friend's assistance. What I'm about to reveal is a truth so explosive that even those subscribed to him won't be able to defend it and will even feel disgusted for unknowingly supporting someone who's secretly an absolute scumbag. In fact, those subscribed to him will want to unsubscribe faster than you can say hypocrite. I suppose the first thing to discuss is this. This is the community post Z Nation made, in which he announces that he's no longer my friend. He says I have been in a lot of drama and he's not gonna get dragged under the bus for my beef that has nothing to do with him. Bruh, it's not like I mentioned the drama at all in the server. I guess you didn't want my negative aura contaminating your server. Then he claims I said he and my friend were the same, which isn't true. He creates AI generated music and produces gaming content, which is accurate, but that's not what I meant. Over on Discord, he said it was because he wants to move on from the whole Gabriel thing and doesn't want to be reminded of it. I don't know why on earth he's acting like he's personally affected by the drama between Gabriel and me. And then he said I was also friends with someone, I won't disclose their name, but that isn't my friend, and they keep bringing it up. So it wasn't even me. It was the person, and he kicked me out and blocked me because I guess he was afraid of me mentioning it as well. And I said the coping is real. This was the same with Z Nation. I asked him why I was removed from his server, and he said it was because I said I copy. Venro sent him screenshots of our conversation saying that, like he and that BAN, my friend, does the same thing. They don't. My friend makes music and he does gaming commentary and reaction videos. That's not the same. I replied that I meant coping, not copying. This guy clearly cannot read. Like, I said coping, not copying. Where did you see the Y? Should have gone to Specsavers. And when I say that, you somehow immediately assume I was talking about you and my friend. How do you even come up with these conclusions? Okay, that's that, but here's where things slightly intensify. ZJ made a community post in August 2025. I was able to take screenshots of everything before he deleted it, called me out, saying I should learn when to grow up and that this is very immature of me. He doesn't even know how I got into his server since he removed all links from his description and bio. He also says he won't tolerate my foolish behavior because this is not a good look for me. I should learn when to let things go, so let it go. And these are the pictures he attached. They show what looks like me on an alt account saying some extremely disgusting things that I'm not going to repeat. That is not me. I only have one account and you've seen it before. And I'll prove it now. This is a screenshot I took on the Discord laptop version. As you can see, it shows every account I'm signed into and I can click on them to switch at any time. And there's only one, my one and only Discord account. And please don't say I signed out of all of my alt accounts because that's just plain stupid. What would I need multiple Discord accounts for? And even if I did create an alt account and wanted to cause some chaos, why would you think I'd name my alt account Dark Meta Knight 420 alt, making it impossible to mistake who the owner is? You really think I'm that cocky? What an idiot. Next, seemingly tired of my shenanigans, he made a video addressing me titled, My Last and Final Response to the Drama Moving Forward. For the same reason I didn't play AbnxrmalSavage's video, I won't play Z Nation's video either. I'm not going to risk him copyright striking me, but I'll explain it. In the video, he talks about the ongoing drama with me. He even shows AbnxrmalSavage's disgusting video talking about how I was being violent towards her, which is very unacceptable and utterly ridiculous. He finishes it by saying I should be the bigger person and step away from the drama. I want you to remember that. The only thing to talk about is this comment by AbnxrmalSavage. You did a great job exposing him. Now we all know he's a fake. Z Nation hearted and pinned the comment, and he replied with, I'm sorry for the things he said towards you. No woman should ever be treated like this. So you actually believe AbnxrmalSavage's disgusting video? Good thing I proved my innocence at the start of the video. Anyway, that's it. Moving on. In October of 2025, my friend on Discord added himself, me, and Z Nation to a group chat and told both of us to settle it out. And I said I really don't have time for this, and that's when Z Nation started talking. He said, Dark Meta Knight 420, what do you want, bro? I seen you trying to follow me on Instagram, then you sent me a message, then deleted it at the last moment. What do you want? And then he showed me this screenshot. He actually believes this account is me. What a dimwit. I reply, I don't want anything. I don't want to talk about someone who'll believe likely anything bad about me. I don't want to become as stupid as you. I can't believe you actually think that this is me. Then this jerk replied with, N-word, I been knew that message with AbnxrmalSavage was fake. Your dumbass didn't notice I been knew that. First of all, I didn't mention AbnxrmalSavage at all in this conversation. And secondly, what the hell are you talking about? You've known the messages from AbnxrmalSavage were fake the whole time? Clearly not. Look at all of these screenshots. They point towards you clearly believing AbnxrmalSavage's disgusting video. In fact, you even showed it in your video addressing the drama with me. And now you're over here calling me a dumbass for not realizing you knew they were fake. Leading someone on to believe you and then calling them a dumbass when they call you out on it, even though I didn't do it in this instance, is peak asshole behavior. I then replied to that message saying, I had a stroke reading that, and how could I have known that you knew it was fake? These screenshots prove otherwise. And I attached these two screenshots. Z Nation responded with, well, John told me to talk to you. I told him I don't want nothing to do with you. I was already pissed at you as it is. And then he continued with, N-word, you say I'm brainwashed and stupid as hell. N-word, your ass is still in school, ain't even near my level of adulthood, working a job, paying for my own rent, and being in college. Why can't you be the bigger man and step away from the drama? Because I've seen dozens of videos made on you with your channel tagged in every title. If people want to talk crap or say anything bad towards you, just ignore it. Once again, Z Nation is talking about how I should be the bigger person when later on in this video, it'll be shown that he has absolutely zero right to do so. You have no idea, do you? Yes, there are indeed many shorts made by degenerate trolls with my name in the title, but it's not like I compelled them to do it, and trust me, I have stepped away from the drama. There have been many trolls who've mentioned me in countless videos and shorts that nobody knows about because I've never made any videos discussing them, as I didn't want to draw any attention to them and because they weren't worth recording. I literally haven't uploaded a single video talking about the degenerate trolls in 11 months, almost a year, and I re-uploaded this video after it was copyright stricken. It was the first uploaded in June 2024. So that means I haven't uploaded a single original video talking about degenerate trolls in over a year. In fact, the latest original video on my channel about trolls is over 2 years old. So yeah, I have been ignoring the drama. Okay, enough of that. Then I replied to the message saying, why are you talking like that? Do you seriously think I give an F that you're in college? I don't care. Why on earth do you feel the need to say that? That is completely irrelevant to what we were talking about. And you're trying to boast about your superiority. And then he says, at this point, you're feeling the drama even more. Sure I am. I respond with, shut the hell up about being the bigger man. You'll always be the bigger man if you know what I mean. Then I add, and why on earth do you keep talking like a stereotypical black person? Please speak in standard English. My brain can't handle all this grammatical BS. Yeah, that was a dumb message. He responded to my first message asking what I wanted to do. Grow my content with negativity or grow it with positivity. Yo, leave me to do whatever I want with my content. Then he replied to my second message saying, N-word, sorry if your ass can't read English. I guess a hard head makes a soft ass. W- what the hell is that supposed to mean? What kind of insult is that? Hard head, soft ass? How does that even relate to what I said about the way you talk? I don't even think you know what it means. But then Z Nation sent one final message and it absolutely sent me. He said, oh God. It's so stupid. He said, and I quote, this is the end of the conversation. I'm done. If you want to keep building your content with drama, that's on you. I'll tell you this. God doesn't like ugly. And if you want to keep acting like an insecure, overbearing, psychopathic, dictatorial, ego, mankel, frid, lunatic asshole, that's on you. You're gonna find out the hard way when you gotta be out here doing stuff all by yourself. And then, as you probably could have guessed, he left the group chat. Okay. What on earth was going on through this guy's head when he was typing this? He really wanted to sound as badass as possible, but ironically it ended up sounding like a complete and utter lunatic. Some of these words I'm not even sure are real. They're just gibberish. Frid, Mancool. You pulled those words straight out of your ass. And why on earth did you call me an eagle of all things? I'm not a bird. And really, dictatorial? I don't behave like a dictator. It's not like all my subscribers are part of a dictatorship led by me, the supposed dictator, and I have total power over them. If they unsubscribe, I'm not gonna hire hitmen to take them out, if you know what I mean. It's entirely up to them whether they want to stay subscribed to me, but they do so because they genuinely enjoy my content. Also, this is how to tell if someone watches too much Pat God, because this sounds like something Pat God would say when he's absolutely ripping into someone, just going on a massive crazy rant. And I'm starting to sense a pattern. Every single time Z Nation is about to leave a group chat, he says something stupid and cutting and then leaves like a villain making his grand escape. He's like the Pokemon Grimmsnarl using the move Parting Shot. Watch this clip. That clip perfectly encapsulated what Z Nation did. He's trying to become a real-life Grimmsnarl, perfecting Parting Shot. In fact, that's literally the meaning of Parting Shot in the dictionary. A remark, typically a cutting one, made by someone at the moment of departure. Well, that's all. Back to my friend. After that scuffle, he sent me a screenshot of one of Z Nation's messages to him in which he says, "You know what? Put me in a group chat with just me, you and him in it so he can whatever he wants to say to me, then I'm done." I think he meant to say so he can say whatever he wants to me, not that. And my friend said, along with the screenshot, that Z Nation was the one who wanted this in the first place, so it was entirely his idea to put all of us in a group chat so we could talk and only he left. Seriously? What a coward. And then my friend shows me a screenshot of him, I guess, boasting. He says, "Probably not, homie. He's not gonna learn when to grow up. He's 17, about to be an adult in a year. He can't keep acting like a man-child. You see me, I'm more mature, acting my age now. I'm about to be 20 next year. Like, like God, I'm getting old." I want you to remember what he said about me acting like a man-child and him being more mature than me, because that's gonna come back to bite him in the butt. Then my friend sent me another screenshot and said now he's telling everyone he's the reason I grew. Here it is. Forget about the first part. The second one says, and he can't forget that I did give him a shout out a long time ago, so most of his growth wouldn't have happened if it weren't for me. This man cannot be serious. You're the reason for for most of my growth? Get the hell out of here with that. It's true you did give me a shout out, but it barely affected me. I gained about 5 to 10 subscribers. That's it. Saying you're the reason for my growth is it's just so arrogant. Like, you and AbnxrmalSavage are genuinely perfect for each other. Two arrogant twats saying my growth is because of you when you didn't even do crap. Clout chasing meat riders. And finally, my friend forwarded me a voice message ZJ said. Listen to it.
But with Dark Knight here on the other end, I don't have a problem with him. It's just it's like he can't learn when to listen. It's just like, how do I put this in words? It's like, bro. Bro. It's like a hard head. Like I said, a hard head makes a soft ass. It's like I had to someone has to talk like common sense to him. You know what I'm saying? And he's like he's loving the attention. I'm guessing that's what's probably hitting me. Like, he loves the attention. He loves the drama. Like, it's like he wants to be famous off of his own name, knowing like he's not gonna grow his channel if he keeps wanting to be all negative and not stay away from the drama, because like I said, he's fueling the drama, so he wants the attention like that bad. So obviously he doesn't care. And if he wants to keep doing this, that's on him. I'm telling him, like, out here in the real world, a lot of bad things happen to a lot of bad people. And if he wants to be that one person who wants to act a fool and keep acting the same way how he is right now, he's gonna find out the hard way regardless. And I tell you, bro, God does not play around, bro. I can tell you that now.
Well, what do you think? I think this guy has a stutter. It's like, bro. It's like, bro. Like, bro. Like, bro. Yo, can you say a single sentence without saying the word like? Like brohies. That's what you sound like. I actually believed my internet was acting up and the voice message was buffering, but no, it was Z Nation malfunctioning like a robot. And he also said someone needs to talk some sense into me. And who's that someone gonna be? You? Please. The last thing I want to hear is you calling me the N-word, yapping about what a sinner I am and how God will punish me for this. No, thank you. I don't need someone to talk some sense into me. You need someone to talk some sense into you. So there. Alright, now it's time for this part. This part is by far the most rage-inducing in this whole video. Like, legit trigger warning. I'm being dead serious. Do you remember when I told you to remember Z Nation saying he was being the bigger person in this video and how he was more mature than me in this screenshot? Good, because you'll need it here. What I'm about to reveal will undoubtedly change your perception of Z Nation and show him in a completely different light. Prepare yourselves. In November 2025, this disgusting Instagram account and imposter YouTube channel of me surfaced. I'm not even going to say the Instagram account's name. My Discord friends showed them to me. I originally thought it was Gabriel, AbnxrmalSavage, or any of their troll friends because, I mean, come on, they are the most likely to do something so scummy. However, my friend said it wasn't AbnxrmalSavage or Gabriel because Gabriel doesn't have Instagram, and he also spoke to AbnxrmalSavage, who apparently gave him clear-cut evidence that it wasn't her. My friend also said he's starting to believe it was Z Nation of all people who created the imposter accounts, and then he explains why. He said he's the one who randomly keeps sending in screenshots in his server every few days mentioning something bad you did, no matter how believable or unbelievable they are. Like, bruh, how can you confidently say that every single one of those screenshots were actually him, me, without proof? Even bigger coincidence that they all just happened to him in the span of a few days. Too perfect timing if you ask me. I said that was a pretty good analysis, and he replied with, and the Instagram account, what's the likelihood that you randomly happen to stumble upon the actual Z Nation's account? There are a lot of people named that, unless he created a fake account and follow requested himself to make it appear you did it. And then a few days later, my friend sent me the following screenshot. Here, as you can clearly see, it shows the disgusting Instagram account messaging my friend, openly admitting that it is none other than Z Nation himself, saying he was the one who made this fake Instagram account and that fake YouTube account of me to teach me a lesson. My friend asks why he's doing this, as Z Nation said he didn't want to hear or mention me anymore, and this asshole really had the nerve to say he feels like I haven't really learned my lesson or taken anything seriously, so this is what he's gonna do. Of course he said that. Narcissists like him have an excuse for literally all their actions, regardless of how absurd or messed up they are. Really? I haven't learned my lesson? I have made literally zero attempts to harass you in any way, shape, or form. In the video you created addressing the drama with me, you mentioned that you were being the bigger person by stepping away from it and also advised me to do the same. So much for that. You absolute bloody hypocrite. You still clearly want the drama between us to continue. However, it is important to note that Z Nation didn't technically create it. And I actually remember this channel. It was something else entirely. Different profile picture, username, handle, and description. My friend said the owner transferred ownership to Z Nation and he apparently witnessed it. And believe it or not, Taz was the channel's owner and then he contacted Z Nation to do the dirty work. So while he didn't technically create it, he was still controlling an account created to solely impersonate me, which is scummy as hell. Oh, and I forgot, a minor detail. He also made this community post saying I should stop trying to be him. What really boiled my blood was when my friends showed me this, a link to a video Z Nation stole from me. He actually stole one of my videos. To say I was pissed would be a colossal sized understatement. I felt like Trunks transforming into Super Saiyan Rage for the first time. Saying Z Nation is an absolute scumbag, I really don't want to use the same phrase back to back, but I'll do it anyway, is a colossal sized understatement. He even saw one of my friend's videos. My friend then showed a screenshot of another conversation. In it, Z Nation admits he stole my video and my friend asks him why, and he also took his as well. And that's when he said, for a decoy to throw him off, that punk-ass African N-word never learns. God will give him karma one day, but for now, I'll do it. At this point, I don't even know what to say. He really called me not just a punk ass, but a punk ass African N-word. He doesn't even know my ethnicity, and he's assuming I'm African just because I'm black. Racist jerk. And then he really had the balls to say that God will give me karma one day, but for now, he'll do it, as if he's one of God's angels appointed to make my life hell. Get it? And why on earth does he keep on mentioning God no matter the context? This man is making religion his entire personality. He's a creeping Jesus. You think you're literally doing the Lord's work, and what makes you think God won't give you karma for the scummy stuff you're doing? Oh wait, he already has, and it's this video, a public expose. Your past actions are coming back to haunt you. This is your karma. Oh, and he also replied saying he'll delete my friend's video later. Well, he was lying, as that video had stayed on his channel for 22 hours, almost a full day. But then my friend showed me another video Z Nation stole, and I had had enough. I said, wow. Just wow. This extremely scummy knobhead has quite literally dug his own grave. He's already dead, but he doesn't realize it yet. That's it. He's going down. But we decided to wait until Z Nation was completely inactive online, preferably when he went to sleep, so he wouldn't notice the videos being removed automatically. We really wanted this imposter channel taken down. Then, on the 16th of November, he told me Z Nation was asleep. I asked him how he knew, and he said Z Nation said he had to go to sleep because he had college classes tomorrow. And as you could have guessed, we wasted zero time. I said it was my time to strike, and that when he wakes up, someone is going to be speechless. He responded saying it was going to be none other than him. And then I said, also, he's literally in college. He has much better things to do than impersonate me and steal my videos. And that's absolutely true. Z Nation really is in college and is a grown man. Why is he doing all this? All these unnecessary side quests. It's like he's playing Shadow the Hedgehog and trying to go down the pure dark path. My friend responded, period. So I went over to the imposter channel to check the videos, and I noticed there were only two. I told my friend so, and he said he struck down the first one. He was already ahead of me. I asked him for proof, and he showed me this screenshot. This video is no longer available due to a copyright claim from my friend's name. I was happy. Then I said, it's time for me to deal with the finishing bros. He encourages me by saying, you got this, brother. I thank him, and he says, anytime. I finish submitting the two copyright removal requests, show him the screenshots, and he replies, nice. Then we waited. We waited for more than 12 hours. Then, at 10 p.m. for me, my friend informs me that the first video was taken down. One more to go, and he has 2 copyright strikes now. And then, a few minutes later, it's happened. The imposter channel was taken down. I was ecstatic. I said, yes, let's freaking go. We did it. Take that, you scumbag ZJ. My friend celebrated as well. Saying we effing did it. The next day, I asked him if Z Nation noticed the channel being terminated, and my friend said he did, and it's honestly funny. And he even said Z Nation said his heart dropped all the way to the floor. I asked if I could see, and he said sure. Now, before all this happened, I told my friend that when Z Nation's imposter channel gets taken down, he'd get angry at me, and I was proven right when he sent me this screenshot. Like, this dickhead really dared to act shocked, saying N-word just took down my account. That's on him. He doesn't know what my plan is. My friend replied, asking him what he expected. He stole my videos, so of course I was gonna find him and strike him down eventually. And that's when he said, let me tell you, bro, when I found out my fake account was banned, my heart literally sank all the way down to my effing ass. What a punk nobody. Looks like someone is salty that I took down their imposter account. And then my friend sent another screenshot showing Z Nation saying, at least I don't know it's him, so that's good. Who's gonna be the one to tell him? However, just 9 days later, my friend revealed something so infuriating that my blood turned to lava and I almost threw my phone in a fit of anger. My friend showed me some screenshots from one of Z Nation's now defunct Discord servers showing them, and one of them showed Gabriel as one of the members. But what really set me off were the following screenshots. Z Nation said to Gabriel he's all set for being a moderator and actually told him to keep an eye on me, calling me the N-word, and said that I need to learn when to move on, and we haven't talked in months, and I don't know what my obsession with him is. I must like him or something. And then Gabriel replied with, lol, he's probably gay. And look, someone gave the message a laughing crying emoji. I am willing to bet money it was Z Nation. And then Z Nation himself replied he might be, I don't know, as someone like me who is a grown adult, remember this part, doing things he can't, he needs to be the bigger person and learn when to let go. Now, I'm gonna stop there. That's all you need to read. And then he says this, I want to build my community with positive content, not drama. Drama leads to nowhere, but anyways, going forward, keep a close eye on him, me. If you need anything, let me know. And Gabriel responds with, yes, sir. Do you see now what I'm talking about when I say Z Nation is an absolute bloody hypocrite? This is the part where his massive hypocrisy really starts to show. I don't think I need to explain why this angers me so much, but I'll do it for those who don't know. Gabriel is my arch enemy on YouTube. We've been clashing since 2023, and since then, he's built a reputation as being arguably the worst and scummiest troll on YouTube. He's made fun of Technoblade's death by saying he deserved it, Jacksepticeye's father, and most disgusting of all, he's also made fun of the death of beloved Grandma Linja. Also, Gabriel is extremely gross and weird, as he sent me some truly nauseating messages on Discord. Here are a few screenshots of messages Gabriel sent from me on his old Discord account. They are freaking gross. They were from July 2024, when my channel was still terminated. And don't ask me why I was talking to him. I also have some screenshots of messages he sent to my former friend Venro from October 2024, but I won't show them here because they're way more graphic than these. Venro probably wouldn't want that information public either, and this video isn't about Gabriel. Those screenshots I showed are more than enough evidence to prove Gabriel is disgusting and why I absolutely despise him. Now, I know you heard me say Gabriel's old Discord account. I know I'm getting sidetracked, but here's a little history lesson. A year ago, in January 2025, Gabriel lost his account in a phishing scam. The person who was in control messaged me from his account, trying to do the same thing to me, but I obviously didn't fall for it. Imagine falling for a phishing scam as obvious as these. Couldn't be me. This is what Gabriel's old Discord account looks like now. Jennifer Ling. However, he has since created a new one and is back to his old shenanigans. Okay, enough of that. Let's get back to the video. Saying Gabriel is an absolute degenerate scumbag troll is putting it extremely lightly. And Z Nation not only allowed him into his server instead of immediately banning him, but also made him a moderator, saying he should keep an eye out for me like he's a security guard, and also agreed with him when he said I'm gay. He's literally teaming up with Gabriel like partners in crime, the very person who he swore to avoid being involved with. And look, he's still saying I need to be the bigger person and learn when to let go, when he, once again, has absolutely zero right at all to say that to me or anyone. And he's saying this to Gabriel of all people, the scummiest troll on YouTube. Oh, and he also said that I'm the one who's fueling the drama in both this screenshot and that voice message. He's saying all these things about me because he knows he's the one actually doing it. You are the one who's fueling the drama, not me. This is a horrendous look for you, Z Nation, teaming up with Gabriel. Enough said. That's all you need to know to realize how twisted this animal is. Alright, moving on from that. Z Nation has also made many community posts and also one video about me, and we're going to read them. There's two right here, but I'm not going to show them because they're not mainly about me, and I don't want to focus on things that are not important right now. There's not much here, but he made more than this. Here's an earlier screenshot, and my goodness, 5 community posts and 1 video about me in less than 3 weeks is crazy. And look, those 2 community posts were made within 2 hours of each other. Like, next thing you know, he's gonna call me a meat rider and / or say I need to get off his D. You know what? Starting now, if at any point in this video Z Nation calls me a meat rider, says I need to get off his flaccid D, or both, I'll say nothing, show this screenshot and let it do the talking. Because once again, 5 community posts and 1 video, that's 13 minutes long by the way, is crazy. So, I'll have to begrudgingly go to his channel and scroll until I see them. Okay. After some scrolling, I found the first community post. It reads, sorry if I had to take down the server once again when I literally just created it today. I have someone who cannot learn when to move on when we cut ties with him 2 to 4 months ago. His name was Night of Darkness 420. Bro, I do not know what your problem is, but this childish behavior has to stop. When I say we're done, we're done. That doesn't mean create alt accounts, join my server, and harass me and my community. And that's not the only time you done this. And you tried to follow me on Instagram 2 different times. You messaged me something and then deleted it at the last moment. You also created a fake account profile picture under my name, which is not the real me or my username. You went to one of my videos and took a screenshot to create that fake account impersonating me and my identity. Don't forget, bro. Don't forgot, don't forgot, bad grammar. Don't forgot I was the one who gave you a shout out not too long ago. You wouldn't hit 200 subscribers if it weren't for me carrying your channel. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. What is this guy talking about? I wouldn't have hit 200 subscribers if it weren't for me carrying your channel. No, you carrying my channel? What are you talking about? Like, let me tell you this. I reached 200 subscribers long before I even knew you existed, so that is a complete lie. And I really like how you're making it sound like I owe you for doing this. Like, wow, how could I possibly do such a thing after you did something so incredibly virtuous? Egotistical. Night of Darkness 420, please learn when to grow the F up and move on, cause at this point, you're trying to rage bait me and use me for clout and it's not gonna work. You want to carry on more drama with me, but it's not gonna work, buddy. This point, I don't know why you stalking me, cause at this point, I think you must be gay for me if you keep stalking me and my community. I'm sorry, but you're my type and I like females, girls only. I'm straight. What on earth did I just read? He told me to grow the F up and move on, said I was trying to rage bait him and use him for clout and I want to carry on the drama, and also said I was trying to stalk him. But what really set me off was when he said I was gay for him. What in the actual hell is this guy talking about? How on earth does this guy's brain function sometimes? Really? I'm quote-unquote gay for you? What made you come to that conclusion? The numerous alt accounts I supposedly created and joined your server with? How does that show I'm attracted to you in any way? That is a very twisted way to show affection to someone, and the fact that you think anyone would go to such lengths to show you they like you is not only extremely delusional, but also extremely laughable. Why would anybody dedicate so much time and effort to something like this to prove their love for you? You are not worth it. Nobody will ever like you like that. And I'm also really flattered at how you think I do something like this to show my supposed attraction towards you, but I'm straight like you. I feel as much romantic attraction towards you as I do to a spider in my bed, and I'd squash you just as fast. Okay, continuing. But anyways, please move on with your life. I've been moved on from what happened. You gotta do the same too. When I say we're done, we're done. Now please, Night of Darkness 420, unsubscribe from my channels, including my other channels too. Um, what are you talking about? Are you telling me to unsubscribe from your channel? I was never subscribed to you in the first place, and I never will be. And leave me and my community alone. You already ruined my new server I just created today, and you already had to jump in and ruin it all because you're mad that I don't talk to you anymore. You're about to be 18 next year, an adult, still acting like a baby. You need to get help, bro. This is psychopathic behavior, and you're a psychopath and a maniac. Instead of stalking me, go touch some grass for all I care and get yourself a job, and go to therapy too, because you're effing delusional, because you got an emotional roller coaster going on. Going forward, Night of Darkness 420, leave me and my community alone and stop harassing us. Well, that's it for the community post. Let's look at the pictures he attached. No words. Not even gonna say anything. Move on. Second picture. Good to see you, Z Jinsen Fan 2098. Is this supposed to be me? Because it's not. Ah, another disgusting picture. Skip that. Fourth and fifth picture. Me talking to Venro about Z Nation. Nothing to see here. This is the alternate account you said was me, wasn't it? Well, it's not. This is my only YouTube account slash channel, and what on earth is that ungodly profile picture? Bro looks chopped as hell. Aha, here's the shout out Z Nation made that makes him think he has the right to say he helped my channel grow, when in reality it did as much for me as giving a ladder to someone in quicksand. Oh, this is one of the Instagram accounts Z Nation said was mine. What a disgusting username. Wait a minute. Isn't this the account I just proved was Z Nation? Is he seriously trying to pass this off as me, even though he knows damn well that it's him? Wow, this guy literally snitched on himself. His idiocy knows no bounds. I don't even know what to say. No. I have no idea what to say. Literally nothing about this community post, except for the beginning where he said he cut ties with me 2 to 4 months ago, is real or true. You called me delusional when you genuinely believed these accounts are me? Let me ask you this, Z Nation. Do you honestly believe that I have absolutely nothing better to do with my life other than to create multiple Discord accounts, join your servers, and wreak havoc? That is extremely degenerate troll behavior, and I would never stoop that low, no matter how much I hate someone. I'm someone who literally advocates for trolls to be gone. Why would I do something I've made very clear I'm extremely against? You needed somebody to blame for all of this, and because you're foolish and stubborn, you obviously pointed all the fingers at me, even though I literally had no hand in this. Bold of you to assume I have this much free time. Like, be for real. Do you absolutely 100% truly believe that all these are my accounts? Did you consider the possibility that others may be involved? It really is so shocking. I only have one Discord account, and you've seen it before. Wow, you are so delusional that truth sounds hostile to you because it threatens the version of you that only exists if nothing is ever your fault. Okay, moving on to the next one. Here it is. Here is my last and final message to Night of Darkness 420. I'm going to say this once and I'm going to say it again. Please stop this madness. I do not know how you or any of your friends gotten in my new server already knowing I'm not making it public and keeping it private just for the safety of my community and myself. You and your friends are the most weird haters and most likely chronically always online and have nothing better to do except harass me, threaten me, and call me names. You guys really love attention and want to get a reaction out of me. But it's not going to work, buddy. I don't crack that easily. You and your friends really love the satisfaction to carve for... Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Really? You don't crack easily? Oh, let me show you something. See? Look at this. This is the community post we just read. In it, you said you deleted your Discord server the very same day you created it because you couldn't handle multiple people barging in at once and spamming. Yeah, that's a load of nonsense. You crack as easily as eggshells do. Also, really? The satisfaction to carve for, like I'm carving a pumpkin for Halloween. I think you meant to say the satisfaction you crave. This guy does not proofread anything he writes before releasing it. Almost every single screenshot of messages he made that I've shown contains some kind of grammatical error. I've avoided calling him out on it because that's not necessary, but this is ridiculous. God forbid he has to do any public speaking and write a speech. Anyway, continuing. Because at this point, I'm just a normal YouTuber doing better things than y'all, going to college, getting my education, working a job, and helping my family and friends. So y'all can keep trying to keep me y'all. So y'all can keep trying to So y'all can keep trying me all y'all want because it's not going to work. I'm gonna focus on my grind and keep grinding and climbing my way to the top and become successful not just for myself but my community. So my last and final message to you and your friends, do something better with your lives. 'Cause you guys act like children, grow the F up. Now that that's done, let's look at these pictures again. Oh yeah, another account Z Nation stupidly believes to be me. I won't show my Discord account list again. In fact, I'll show you this. This is my blocked list. And as you can see, 3D Land is on it. I blocked him for the same reason you did. He's a racist, degenerate, scum of the earth human being. And look, another account Z Nation foolishly believes to be me. That's it. And before we move on to the next one, I want to take a look at some of the comments. Angel Gaming says the racist symbols make it look like it was done by an edgy 10-year-old who thinks it's cool. Z Nation replies with, yeah, lol. Gable Tribe says, genuinely TF is wrong with that kid. And Z Nation replies, I don't know. I cut ties with that dude 4 months ago and haven't talked to him since then. I wanted nothing to do with him when I said I was done. Bro needs to learn when to hop off my D and stop being a meat rider. Here's the screenshot. When I said we're done, that doesn't mean stalk me, my friends, and my community. Moving on. Nerf Games 309 said, bro, we really need to get this guy off the map. Z Nation, yep, he has got to go. Dust says, as one not really famous person said, if they start insulting you, you already won the argument because they don't have any more arguments but only insults. But yeah, the best way how to fight with such people is ignorance and bad words filter for your server. I just found this post randomly while scrolling on videos on YouTube, so I kinda don't know the whole situation, but yeah, stay strong and don't fall on such rage baits. Well, Dust, now you do know the whole situation. And Z Nation said, thanks for the kind words, appreciate it, dog. Greenlight says, what's wrong with people? Z Nation says, I dunno, bro. People are just crazy these days and never take their eyes off the internet. Word to my mother, those guys need Jesus for real because Satan has taken over them. Well, what do you know? Another hypocritical statement from the one and only Z Nation. This guy saying I need Jesus because Satan has taken over is very ironic when I've shown proof that he not only needs Jesus but a whole team of exorcists to expel this demon from his body. There are a bunch of other comments, but they aren't significant. Alright, next post. Okay. Announcement. Oh, no. I'm not gonna read this part. I'm gonna start from over here. 2. I was thinking about making another video on Night of Darkness 420, but then I realized it's not worth my time, wasting my own breath on an N-word who wants attention so bad, being a D-rider, a clout chaser, and rage baiting just to build his content. Screenshot. Here it is. At this point, I've truly lost the energy to continue calling out how hypocritical Z Nation is. This guy has got some nerve, calling me not only the N-word for the 500th time, but also saying I'm riding his flaccid D and calling me a rage baiter to build my content. Continuing. Night of Darkness 420, when I said we were done cause I cut ties with you 4 months ago when I blocked you, that doesn't mean stalk my community and myself, leave my community alone and we won't bother you. I tried giving advice in the past, but you wouldn't listen. When I say be the bigger person, it means step away from the people and don't get engaged because you've been having a lot of drama going on yourself and you try to get me involved with your mess. And I told you now because it's not my problem and that's for you to figure out yourself. You already showed me your true colors. Shout out to my friend for showing me the DM because he also blocked you too. That is not true. If you guys want to know why I don't talk to Night of Darkness 420, here is Venro's video and mine on Night of Darkness 420. For the sake of my community, leave Night of Darkness 420 alone and do not condone his channel or harass him. Ah, this is every account he's banned in his server. Like, the fact that you genuinely believe all these accounts are me is absurd. You are delusional as hell. A message I sent. I've said this before and I'll say it again. This dumbass will believe literally any bad thing he hears about me. I mean, isn't it true? You seriously believe that all these accounts are mine? Anyway, that's it for the 3 community posts. Okay, here it is, the video. I had to begrudgingly go to his second channel to see it because that's where it's at. And here's another thing. My friend sent me a screenshot from Z Nation's server that said the video would be released on the 31st of December 2025. I see what he did there. He purposefully set it to go public on New Year's Day to end the video with a bang. Yeah, you're not slick, buddy. I won't explain why I won't watch the video, because you must know by now. Also, look at the timestamp. The video is 13 minutes and 26 seconds long. I don't want to add that on top of this video's already extremely long length. However, I will discuss one thing, as I've watched it. From 2:43, he rants about how I'm trying to get his attention, rage baiting him, and hilariously trying to get clout off of his name to, quote, build my attraction. Like this is some amusement park. And I know I said I wouldn't show the video, but there was one moment in it and I just had to show you guys. It's this. It's the community post he made 4 months ago, giving me a shout out, telling people to subscribe to me. But what really pissed me off was the caption. This freaking monkey really had the gall to say I wouldn't have hit 200 subscribers if it weren't for him reviving my dead channel. He's arrogantly taking credit for my YouTube growth yet again. I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Let me make something extremely crystal clear to you, Z Nation. I did not achieve 200 subscribers with your help. I reached that milestone long before I even knew of your existence. So please, for the love of everything holy, shut the absolute fuck up. You are extremely delusional as hell, and what you said is completely, utterly, 1,000,000% false. The most untrue statement ever said by a human. This community post has forever deluded you into foolishly believing you had a hand in my channel's growth. You thought you were doing me a favor, like you're some good Samaritan. And how dare you say my channel is dead? People still watch, like, comment on, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that's not the definition of a dead channel. In fact, your channel will be dead after this video is uploaded. Nobody will support you or continue supporting you after learning what an absolute piece of trash you are. And those who, for some godforsaken reason, still do, either have their families held hostage by you or haven't watched my video yet. There's no other explanation. No human being on the planet will want anything to do with you after watching this video. After this video is uploaded, and if you upload any more videos, if I see any views, likes, or comments, I'll assume they're bots. Anyway, I will now review the comments to see what people said. Now, first comment I see is from Venro. Z Nation pinned it. Venro said, I'm sorry he still goes after you, and I hope you'll get rid of him soon. Also, I want to apologize to you for the situation that happened, and I hope you'll feel better soon. Oh, Venro, you poor naive soul. If only you knew what an absolute garbage human being Z Nation truly is. You know, if there is only one person who I not only want, but also need to watch this video, it's you, Venro, so you can learn the truth. In fact, I'm going to mention you in this video's description so you can be notified, and also provide you with a timestamp to the part of the video you need to watch the most. I have left Z Nation completely alone, and he is the one who's been targeting me. Like, do you want me to show the screenshot again? Okay, here it is. 5 community posts and one 13-minute long video on me in less than 3 weeks. Yeah. Now let's look at the replies. It's all good, bro. I accept your apology. This is what Dark Meta Knight 420 wanted. No, it's not. This is not what I wanted. I did not want you to create an Instagram and YouTube account pretending to be me, or you teaming up with Gabriel by allowing him into your server, making him a moderator, and also agreeing with him when he said I was gay. I didn't ask for any of that crap. He knew if something bad was going to happen between one of us, he will strike back just to put false allegations on my name, including to other people too. I'm moving on with my life. No drama going on in 2026. No more drama going into 2026. You have no idea. GCMXHD says, what does bro want, Lamau? You finally posted this, man. Yes, sir. Time for bro to get back what he deserves. You meant to say time for bro to get what he deserves, because here it sounds like you're trying to return something to me. And look at you sounding all edgy, the purple devil face emoji. Well, ironically, you are now getting what you deserve. Green light, a timestamp. Lol, yeah, this is unimportant. Then green light again. What does bro want? And Z Nation replies, he wants my attention so bad. I guess bro couldn't learn the fact when to let me go after blocking him 4 months ago. My brain is hurting right now. It is hurting so much. It is very hard for me to read some of these comments because my brain wants me to say the grammatically correct thing that should have been said and not this. So that's why I've been stuttering a lot. Oh, TazDRNN. He said, facts. That boy needs to learn when enough is enough. Z Nation said, you damn right, brother. Speak the truth and fact. Taz, you are the very last person who should be telling me of all people when enough is enough. You're a troll targeting me for a very long time, and trolls never know when enough is enough. You're almost as much of a hypocrite as Z Nation is. Oh no, I gotta read this reply again. You damn right, brother. Speak the truth and facts. You're saying this degenerate loser troll is speaking the truth. Hilarious. However, this is not the end of the video just yet. As more evidence has come out about Z Nation, and it's quite disgusting, and it came from my friend. He sent me this screenshot from Instagram where Z Nation from his fake account confirmed that it was truly him who created the fake accounts of me, but only because Taz bothered him to do it. So not only did he make those counterfeit accounts of me, but he also did it because the one and only Taz DRNN pestered him to. I can't believe you let Taz, of all people, pressure you into doing something so scummy. AbnxrmalSavage, Gabriel, and TazDRNN, the three dirty trolls. If you're an OG subscriber and/or viewer of my channel, you'll know that these three goons used to be at the top of my radar, my absolute worst enemies at one point, but now they're just mere annoyances. So that means Z Nation has worked with all three of my former greatest enemies. Yeah, scummy, and you said you don't crack easily in one of your community posts. How did you two even come in contact with each other? Next, he forwarded me a voice message Z Nation recorded. Listen to this.
Hey, I'm just gonna warn you. I'm just gonna say this. Don't do it just to save you not to get hated on or get disrespected by the gay community or the LGBTQ community or the Pride Month community. Well, let me tell you something. Last year, during what was it? It was June when it was Pride Month. Before I had beef with you, but it was with another person before it was even you. Let's just say I made fun of her people on how I don't like gays and all that. And let's just say her people saw the video, they reacted in a bad way, and then her people attacked me in my video when I was making fun of her at the time. And because of that, she thinks I'm homophobic. She thinks I'm sexist, and that's my opinions. Like God did not create us to be gay, and that's just how it is. Just I told her how I didn't like men. I didn't say anything about I just didn't have anything towards like women though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you a fair warning. Just don't do it because I'm trying to save your reputation and not get hated on by a community that me you like don't like or support. You know what I'm saying?
And that's it. First of all, why is he whispering like he's talking about contraband? And whoever you made fun of is wholly justified in what she did. And she's right, you are homophobic. God did not create us to be gay, and that's just how it is. What kind of homophobic talk is that? As if being gay is taboo. Allow me to explain why what he said is messed up. Like, it suggests that being gay is not a valid expression of human identity, something not intended or not natural. Even if someone thinks they're just stating a belief, what others hear is that their orientation isn't legitimate, their love isn't real, and their identity is quote unquote wrong. Now look, some people use religious language to express beliefs about sexuality. Like, that's okay. People are entitled to their views, but when those views deny the existence, validity, or frame a whole group of people as less than, that crosses into prejudice because it harms how others often feel seen and respected. Even though Z Nation didn't say anything too offensive, homophobia doesn't only mean outright hatred and slurs. It also includes ideas that treat gay people as lesser, language that rejects their identities as unnatural or wrong, and assumptions that LGBT lives are inferior. When someone says God didn't create us to be gay, it falls into this category because it denies the natural variation of in human sexuality, frames LGBT identity in a negative light, and can make LGBT people feel unwelcomed or rejected. So yeah, that's my explanation of why what Z Nation said was horrible. And I'm very sorry to anyone who's gay and watches ZJ, but he believes and openly admits you are not what God intended to create. So not only is Z Nation an extremely hypocritical scumbag, but he's also a homophobe, which also adds to his scumbaggery. Okay, this next screenshot is actually from someone else entirely. A former enemy of mine, whom I'll once again not name, sent me a screenshot of a message Z Nation sent on one of his servers, and it's actually gross. It says, and I quote, "You're messing with the wrong YouTuber, old friend. I have friends on the inside, in quotation marks, if you catch my drift. Don't forget, it's my server, and we're all living in it. Now make like a little freak and beat it before I show you my little Z." What? What in the actual hell was that? That is just straight up disturbing. I have friends on the quote unquote inside, if you catch my drift. What is that supposed to mean? You got connections now? With who? Diddy? Because that's who you sound like. It's my server and we're all living in it. Wow, talk about power play. So freaking arrogant. And then the most disgusting part. Now make like a little freak and beat it before I show you my little Z. Yeah, sound the Diddy alarms. What on earth could you possibly be referring to when you say Little Z? Are you talking about the YouTuber Little Z? Because if not, there's only one other thing you could be referring to that I'm thinking about, but I'm not saying it because I know you know what I'm thinking about. This man is Diddy's younger brother. But guys, I'm about to show you something that's somehow even more disgusting than the messages. My friend sent me what appears to be an AI-generated video created by Z Nation. It was sent to him by a friend who DM'd him. And guys, this video is extremely unsettling. Brace for impact. 3, 2, 1, playing now. Yeah. Just take a moment of silence to process what you just witnessed. I know all of you have the exact same question as me. What the hell did I just watch? At this point, the Diddy alarms are loud enough to wake the dead. Z Nation has gotta be genetically related to him in some way. I mean, they do look similar, so that might not be too far from the truth, right? Like, what do I even say in response to that? Why the hell were you moaning like that? And what on earth was that white stuff that splashed across the screen? Was that CUM? And yo, please tell me why you said my friend's name like that, like you were in ecstasy. Sorry I muted the part where he said my friend's name. I'm still trying to protect his identity, but still, that is weird as hell. You are literally a grown man and you're making disgusting videos like this about people. You should be ashamed of yourself. Now, a few days after that, my friend showed me another screenshot saying someone DM'd him on Instagram with something strange. It was this, a random person, most likely a girl, saying they turned around for 10 seconds and randomly felt a smack on their behind, and they realized it was Zach, Z Nation, who did it. My friend asked if they're being serious when it's happened and who the person was. They said it was in late 2022 or late 2023 when they were in high school and that someone else was distracting her when Z Nation took his chance to smack her. Now, I don't know how true this is, but it definitely sounds like something Z Nation could do. A few days after that, my friend sent me screenshots taken from inside Z Nation's server. Here's the first one. This person named Tina F-Boy responded to a message Z Nation said, saying, I want to effing kill him and his channel. That's literally a death threat, saying you not only want to end someone's channel, but also their whole life. And look, 3 saluting face emojis were given by Tina F-Boy, Z Nation himself, and the other person named Jaden Gamer 73. And wow, Tina F-Boy gave his own death threat a saluting face emoji. Imagine saluting to your own death threat, a perfect example of self-glazing. Not gonna lie, saluting to a death threat is messed up. At first, I thought it was about me, because, well, who else would it be about? But no, it was actually about my friend. He said it was about him and that I should read closely. The date was the 4th of January 2026, the same day the community posts about him were made. And you know what, Z Nation? Despite how much you absolutely hate me and my friend as of now, I'd assume death threats were completely off limits in your server. But not only are they allowed, you'll also actively encourage them. What psychopaths? You'd think I'm done there, but nope, there's just a few more pieces of evidence I have left. This screenshot my friend sent me. Someone saying that the first time they DM'd Z Nation, they were 15, and he sent them this hilariously and incredibly unflattering picture of himself and said, Are you busy tonight? I'm not gonna say anything. This message speaks for itself. And this one, where Z Nation under the fake account mentions me by name and says if I try to pull up, he'll shoot me. So now Z Nation is threatening me with gang violence? Okay, Timmy Tough Knuckles. And this actually happened a few days ago. And now there's this. 2 weeks ago, Z Nation made a video where he announced he was taking a break from YouTube, but at the 34-second mark, he mentions that there's another content creator who he won't address or say the name of. He says that all the person did was rage bait him, use him for clout, and stay in his server to spy on him. Can you guess who he's talking about? I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, time's up. If you guessed me, you're correct. I mean, come on, why are you trying to be subtle about it? Everyone in the entire universe knows you're referring to me, especially after you made 5 community posts and one 30-minute long video about me in less than 3 weeks, and you still hold on to the belief that I actually went into your server to spy on you. Absolutely delusional. And well, now he's back, announcing his return with this community post. This guy really thinks he can just come back to YouTube after a 2-week break, like nothing happened. Well, Z Nation, I'm gonna give you the greatest welcome back gift of all time, this video. I hope you enjoy it. And with that, I am finally done with this video. Oh my god, this video was such an absolute nightmare to make. I'm so relieved I finally finished it. But there you have it. AbnxrmalSavage, John 2008, and Z Nation have all been successfully exposed. Now everyone knows what absolute pieces of shit you three are, especially you, Z Nation. You are the person I was most eager to expose. I really hated how you were saying all these untrue things about me and I didn't respond, but now here it is. I have completely and utterly exposed you for being an absolutely disgusting, hypocritical, and also homophobic scumbag. Do not, and I repeat, do not expose my quote-unquote secrets when your secrets are infinitely worse. Anyway, this is the end of the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to not miss any of my videos. See you guys next time. Peace out.